All right, what's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Will Mantho. And I said it correctly, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
Finally.
yeah, Will Mantho, second place finisher from the Madison, Wisconsin Regional Championships. How does it feel, Will?
Feels pretty good.
Pretty good. So, how old are you, Will?
I'm 18.
18. Just came into $2,500 plus some sweet prizes. What all did you win from the tournament?
Well, I won 3 boxes of Forbidden Light.
Which you
opened.
Did you get anything good?
I got an Ultra Necrozma. That
Very
was
cool.
about
It was about it. One Ultra Necrozma. But my understanding is that you don't really need any other cards. You had peddled off every other one of your possessions and pretty much sold yourself to Buzzwole before this tournament. Is that right?
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
So how many other decks did you own leading up to Madison?
1.
Just one other deck or just one deck total?
Oh, it was 1 deck total.
One deck total. That deck was?
Buzzwole.
So you were that confident in Buzzwole leading up to Madison.
Yeah.
Why were you that confident? Why did you just know that it was Buzzwole? You felt confident selling off all the other cards and just went totally in with Buzzwole.
Well, because I knew Buzzwole can beat Malamar if you are not bad.
Oh, so that's all it takes, just not bad.
All you have to do is just use Lycanroc correctly.
Use Lycanroc correctly.
You have to kill, if they bench Dawn Wings without attacking with it, then you just immediately kill it.
Okay.
And then if they have Inkays out and they just pass, you have to kill them and try to kill those immediately.
With your Jet Punch, kind of just go in aggressively, yep. Okay. Yeah. And that's easy to do because of Diancie now. What do you think of the new buffs that Buzzwole got with the release of Forbidden Light?
Well, B-String was the main thing.
All right, tell me a little bit about B-String. Well, your escapades with B-String throughout the tournament. How much did B-String decide games? B-String, for anybody that saw, was my top card from Forbidden Light. I thought it was 10 out of 10, the most impressive card from Forbidden Light. What are your thoughts on B-String?
Well, I think B-String is a broken card, and it should never been printed.
Should've.
It's too good.
Yeah.
But basically the main thing is like throughout the tournament, there'd be situations where they cannot safely take a knockout, or else they're gonna get B-stringed. Then
you just have B-strings, 3 B-string. How did you feel about 3 B-string as a count in your deck?
3 was fine because 4 was too many and 2 was too little.
Right.
So you need 3 to hit it correct to hit it, and you also can get crazy like 3 B-string turns.
If we take a look at Will's list here, this is actually the same list that we were running here on Tricky Jim. It's also the same list that Riley was streaming with on his Twitch account, and the same list that Will was testing with. We were all running the same deck, but I think you're the only one that chose to run it at Madison, and obviously that worked out for you. The rest of us, I think, were very scared of Malamar, and you had no fear because you think that as you showed, that this deck could beat Malamar. Now, how many Malamars did you play against at Madison?
Played against 2.
And you beat both of them. Wow.
Yeah.
Did any of them go to game 3? Were either of them close? Did they play the Psychic version or the Dragon version?
They both went to game 3.
Okay.
One played the Metal version with Garbodor line, like not the Trashalanche one.
Okay.
I think it was like 2-2 maybe.
Okay.
I was kind of scared of that because I figured like I can't play any items like safely.
Right.
But he ended up never using it.
Okay.
And then the other one I played, he made day 2. He played the straight Psychic version.
Yeah.
With no Ultra Necrozma.
No Ultra Necrozma. That's the version that I and also Natalie played leading up to the tournament. And actually, I lost my round 7 to Pram, who was running a very similar list to the list that Igor played. Now, you played against Igor Costa, very well-known player. I think his 3rd regional win of the season, right? Yeah. In the finals. You had played against Igor earlier in day 2, right?
Yeah, round 10.
And beat him. And then went on to lose 0-2 in the finals. So tell me a little bit about playing against Igor, playing against that version of Buzzwole that runs the 3 baby Buzzwole. How do you feel like this list stacks up compared to that list?
Well, the list I ran, I only played 1 baby Buzzwole, and
you guys could see here, yep.
And they all played 3.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because they can just not bench a 2-prize attacker until they have B-string.
Right.
Which is like really tough to deal with because you can't get energy acceleration without. Like if you whiff elixirs,
right,
then you have no acceleration, and then you have to just like jet punch the babies while they swing at you for like 80
an obnoxious amount of damage. And at first, I have to admit, I was not the biggest baby Buzzwole. We call him baby Buzzwole, but look at him. He's huge. I was not the biggest little Buzzwole fan here at first, but I was convinced after seeing Madison and seeing you guys sledgehammer back and forth. You do not have to be at that 4 prize cards remaining to do a ton of damage with Buzzwole. No, I regularly saw sledgehammers for like 100 damage.
Oh, yeah.
Just without being at 4 prizes.
Yeah.
Which is a 2-hit KO on most EXs and GXs. And the thing is that you have to summon up. You can't one-shot him with the Jet Punch.
No.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Right. So it puts a lot of pressure on the board, and it does not sacrifice your own board position. It puts up a ton of damage. So would you say that you're convinced then that after this weekend that you think you need to be playing more of the little Buzzwole, you think? Or you like this list as it is?
I think you need to play the Igor's list.
Igor's list. Just play Igor's list.
It's really good.
That's really funny because actually in 2016 I lost to Jimmy Pendarvis in the finals of Fort Wayne Regionals, and we were both playing Yveltal, and he smashed me 2-0. And when I was doing my interviews, I was like, yeah, this is my list, but don't even look at it. Just go look at Igor's. Now, or go look at Jimmy Pendarvis's, and he destroyed that event. But how were you able to beat Igor during day 2 of Swiss then?
Well, I don't really remember like all of the matches.
Yeah.
But I think I lost game 1.
Yeah.
And then game 2, he just like couldn't hit like everything he needed. Like he whiffed a couple B strings. So I was able to like just knuckle impact a bunch of turns in a row to kill all his baby Buzzwoles. I think I skipped the sledgehammer turn on game 2.
Yeah.
And then game 3 it came out of the wire, but I topped that Guzman off an end of 1, I think, to win.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, tell me a little bit about how did the tournament go? So, day 1, what was your record? What was your one loss day 1? And then how did day 2 go, generally speaking?
Well, day 1, round 1 I played against Buzzrock. It was Rahul.
Yeah.
He was playing the same list as Igor, I think, or it might have been the same list as Pram and Xander. I'm not sure.
So, how many of these 3 Baby Buzzwole Buzzrock lists were you able to beat? You beat Igor, you beat big name players. You beat Igor, you beat Rahul, both top 16 players, right? Who you were able to beat in the mirror. Was there any others that you beat in the mirror who were playing more Baby Buzzwole than you?
I beat Joey Rudiger.
Okay.
In top 8.
Another big time player. Yep.
I beat Ryan Antonucci. He was playing the same list as Rahul.
Okay.
During day 1.
Yeah.
And then I tied Jimmy. It was game 3. We were going to and he goes. He looks at his hand. He goes, "You want ID?" And I'm like, "Sure."
Okay, so you just took it. You knew that you could. At that point in day 2, you were pretty sure that you could just ID out, right?
Yeah, I was 10-1.
You were 10-1, so you could just ID out and make it, which is what you did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about day 1. You beat Rahul. It's got to feel great, right?
Yeah.
Winning a mirror match, first round, great way to start a tournament. Obviously, you get paired against a notable player in your first round or 2. You're always like, man, couldn't I have like weeded my way through the grass a little bit more before I got here? But obviously, you rose to the occasion, beat Rahul. How did your day go from there on out?
Well, I lost round 2
to
Zork Lycanroc, which he game 1. I started the ante with Floatstone, and he had corner rock off an active. I haven't seen the card in a long time, so I'm like, okay, I can't do anything to next out, and I don't retreat at the end of the Buzzwole, and I just go past. He goes corner, and I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Very bad, because then you have to hit a Guzma. If he doesn't have anything on his bench, then you're just stuck there until he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think he cornered again for another turn, and then he got Mew 2, and I just lost.
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
And then game 2, he just got Mew a bunch. Like he was able to hit the Lycanroc when he needed it, and I just like lost, you know. Right. And I won out from there. I went 8-1.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you were able to beat your 2 Malamars. You played a bunch of Buzzwole mirrors. Were there any other decks that you played against throughout the tournament that maybe you didn't know how to approach the matchup, or just any other different decks at all?
Playing against Ho around 4, I think, before lunch break. Yeah.
Okay, and how did that go?
It went to game 3 because he got Kiawe and I whiffed the knockout.
Okay.
So I scooped. And then game 3, I was able to kill his Turtonator that he put up.
Got it. So how did you feel with this deck being able to complete, your games in 50 minutes? Did you feel like you were able to avoid tying pretty easily?
Oh, yeah. I think I went to time once.
Okay.
And, because you just go so fast with the deck. Like, I mean, there's a lot of thinking into the deck, but it's not as, like, complex as most decks.
Right. So you would say, how would you say this deck rates? I mean, you were very experienced with Volcanion before, obviously. Not a huge leap to go from Volcanion to here, really. You've got big basic Pokemon that swing for one-hit knockouts, and you charge them up with Max Elixir. Pretty similar business. But would you say that it's fairly complex or a fairly easier deck to learn how to play, in your opinion? What would you say?
I feel like it's harder to play the Mirror and Malamar.
Yeah.
But I guess everything else you just go in, because the Mirror you just like have to play. You have to predict what they can do.
Right.
And you have to not bench your prize attackers.
Exactly. So I think you were able to see that in the finals. I mean, even just watching Igor, I was convinced of this Buzzwole's dominance when I saw Igor go in and swing around for 210 damage to end the series without flipping.
Mm-hmm.
I at first thought the swing around was a very mediocre attack, not very good. I was like, you're never going to hit any numbers with this thing, and if you do, you're going to have to flip a bunch of heads. Wrong. With Beast Energy, you got Strong Energies, Choice Band, Diancie, and Igor is playing a Regirock.
Yeah.
Why was Igor playing the Regirock? Do you know? Is there a certain math that helps out with?
I'll let you hit 190 on a Buzzwole on a Knuckle Impact without any modifiers, or without any other modifiers.
So just straight fighting energy.
Yeah.
So you could go straight fighting energy and you do 120 plus 30, 150 plus Choice Band 180.
With the Knuckle Impact.
Oh, Knuckle Impact. Okay.
On another Buzzwole GX.
Oh, got it. Knuckle Impact. I was thinking Sledgehammer. Yeah. All right, so you got 160.
And then Diancie Regirock.
And just Diancie Regirock's 190. So you don't need Choice Band, you don't need Strong Energies, you don't need nothing.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I have to admit, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Especially in the mirror match, you could just go grab Brooklet Hill, and those cards are always going to be an option for you to go grab later in the game, since neither of these decks play any tool removal, and neither of them play any counter energy or counter stadiums. So Brooklet's just staying out all game.
Yeah.
Do you think that looking forward into the metagame, what do you think going forward? Do you think Buzzwole is too good for its own good? Do you think that certain cards might shouldn't exist or should be banned? Or do you think that there's decks out there that will eventually come to light that'll counter Buzzwole and make it less of a dominant deck?
I think Greninja is even. It's like the most even deck against Buzzwole besides the Mirror.
Okay.
And Malamar, I guess, because if they get set up, like if you whiff a knockout, then they just get set up and you just lose instantly.
They could just Shadow Stitch and Enhanced Hammer. It's just very, very good.
Yeah.
When that deck is ending you to 1, I feel like there's almost nothing you could do to stop it. Now, Greninja did make top 8. I think that Greninja will continue to be a popular deck heading into the North American International Championships. What do you think about Malamar? Do you think that Malamar has potential, or do you think that people might just not have cracked the perfect list yet? On paper, Malamar should just dumpster this deck, but you said you went in with Lycanroc, and Igor's list only plays a 1-1 Lycanroc line. What do you think about that? Do you think that weakens your Malamar matchup, or do you think that you're fine? You could totally just beat Malamar.
Well, since you have 3 Baby Buzzwole, you can just use Sledgehammer for like the first couple turns of the game to soften up all their down wings.
Got it.
And then once they kill you can just Sledgehammer one for knockout, and you can Beast Ring a few times. So like by that point, you'll have all your attackers set up, and they can't really do anything about it.
Right. So the little Buzzwole here just really takes advantage of decks that play a lot of Pokemon EX and GX by trading extremely favorably. I think that if decks are going to learn to keep up with Buzzwole, they need to change with the times, start including more non-EX, non-GX Pokemon themselves. I think that non-EX, non-GX Pokemon are kind of going to be at the forefront of our North American International conversation, just since now Buzzwole is leading the way by running 3 and only 2 Buzzwole GX. Now, do you think that that's okay? What do you think about just 2 Buzzwole GX, 1 Lycanroc GX, primarily focusing on your non-EX Pokemon? You think that that's cool? Like, that works?
I think the 2 Buzzwole GX is fine, because since your main attacker is the Baby Buzzwole, he also played a 1-1 Octo line, which is fine. I think I almost never wanted 2 out.
Yeah.
But he played 1-1. He played 1-1 Lycanroc. I think I wanted the 2-1 because if you prize the Rock Rock, which you had the Lycanroc, you're like, oh.
I heard that Pramawat was playing a much more, I don't want to say reasonable, but he was playing a higher counts of his basics on his stage 1 lines. He was playing a 2-1 Octillery and a 2-1 Lycanroc, and might have cut 1 Max Elixir and maybe 1 other card in order to fit them. What do you think about that? You like the 2-1 lines a little bit better?
I feel like 1-1 Octo still is fine.
Still fine.
I think it was Pram and Xander who played this the version with the heavier lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you did not miss the corner rock ruff at all. You think 70 HP, way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just because of jet punch damage.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Now, Will, with this finish, you were able to get your Worlds invite, right?
I had it before.
You had it before.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it from a league challenge,
Yes.
right? So you were still signed up for Madison, decided to go, give it a shot, see how it goes. You know, $3,000 later, feeling like it was a pretty good investment. Now we just got, the Nick Bailey Open we're going to be attending, and then North American International Championships, and then Worlds, right?
Yep.
So this is your first Worlds invite from my understanding, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So how does that feel? You excited to be going to your Worlds for the first time? And also, what do you think happened over the course of this past year to make this season different? What do you think contributed to your success this year as opposed to last year's? Was it just being older and having a car and a little bit of money? Or was there something about your training that might have changed? Give me your thoughts on that.
Well, I got a job to play Pokemon, basically.
Okay, nice.
So that helped. I also got a car, as Andrew said.
Sick.
And also, like, you guys helped me out a lot.
Appreciate it. Yeah, of course.
And also, like, I have 8 regionals that are pretty close to us. So I went to all the ones I could.
Right. Ohio is just an amazing place to play Pokemon, really. I mean, it's, I feel bad for people who have to, fly to every regionals and things like that. Ohio is the spot. I mean, we're pretty much on, we have access to, the Midwest. We have access to the East Coast. We have access to Canada. We have access to, Virginia, even Florida if we wanted to drive that far, but I don't. So, yeah, pretty great place. Do you think, was there any changing in, kind of how much you play tested or, just as far as networking, you think just being part of a group that just is talking about decks all the time helped or anything like that?
I think I play tested, a lot more at the beginning of the season when I was, newer to the competitive scene.
Sure.
But, now I say don't test. I just, build a deck. Build a deck, I'm like, the deck's pretty good. I'll play a few games. I'm like, all right, it's good. If it's bad, I'll be like, okay, whatever.
Right. So, how long have you been playing Buzzwole now?
Since February.
And you have not picked up a different deck?
No.
No, right? Have you felt the need to pick up a different deck?
No.
Do you think that you'll pick up a different deck between now and Nats?
No.
And why would you? The deck has single-handedly gotten you your first Worlds invite, has won you thousands of dollars, and is pretty much, as Jimmy Pendarvis once told me, is the most broken deck to have ever existed in the Pokemon trading card game. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
Yes. And this is, you've built, Lux Chomp and all that. You've built, lots of old deck formats. You think this is just far and away most busted deck.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, let's show off your trophy real quick. Right. Yeah, show off that acrylic. Yeah. I always call it plastic. It's definitely not glass, but it is super cool nonetheless. So sweet. We've got the Finalist. So awesome stuff there. Congrats again to Will. Hope you got a nice spot to show that off in your crib. But also, thank you so much again, Will, for coming and doing the interview with us, and good luck in the rest of your season. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel. Check Will out on, what's your Twitter handle?
At Typhlozor. It's TYPHLOZOR.
Awesome. Yeah, check Will out on Typhlozor on Twitter. He's got 200 followers. See if we can get him up closer to 1,000. That'd be great. But anyways, thanks again, Will, and good luck for the rest of the season, man.
Thank you.
Awesome.